Mr. Jeff Salters gets to present last, and that's a tough act to follow there. But I will say that we appreciate operations because we've been in quite the communication with operations about what this facility will look like, and it will be this form and function about an early childhood space. We're keeping our fingers crossed about a museum-like experience for some access. And that's going to be directly related to our facilities and what our facilities can provide. So thank you for your team for that collaboration as well. So Mr. Salters, your operations update.
Thank you, Dr. Little. Just briefly this evening, as you recall, Centerville Elementary School is slated to open in August of this year, as we've talked about, and it will, as you now know, will hold pre-K 4 through 5th grade, and then of course we'll be renaming Gilbert Primary School to Gilbert Elementary School, and it'll be pre-K 3 through 5th grade, and then we'll be working diligently on the Early Childhood Center. So very excited about that, and we've seen some good progress at Centerville, and we remind you this is the prototype plan we talked about earlier. Related to the property that you voted on earlier. But you can see some, this is the front entry parking lot and driveway area starting to take shape. We're actually starting some roofing on the rear of the school here. The Fine Arts cafeteria wing is over here to the left, and some of those walls are coming up well. We have masonry going on all 4 wings now, and the weather hasn't impeded us very much. We did have a good bit of rain, obviously last Friday, and then again today. But with the site soil conditions here, it's been very conducive to continuing to work for the most part. So, and you can see good progress being made. We're going to be in the school in August, and it might be a photo finish for some of the moving of the materials and so forth over from the other schools, but we'll be happy to be in there. So, and I would just remind you, as you look at these pictures, this school started about 2 to 3 weeks before Pillion Middle School, and so there is, in an elementary school, you do have a lot of toilet facilities, restrooms in your classrooms. There's a lot of underground plumbing and things that has to occur to get it out of the ground, but you'll see a little bit different perspective as we move on to Pillion Middle School. And actually today we had a tour with some of the Pillion, the mayor of Pillion and town council member visited Beechwood to give them a taste of what this facility is going to look like. But you see at Pillion Middle School, prototype of Beechwood, we've got all 3 classroom wings, 2-story classroom wings are up and built to the 2nd floor. The steel will be was being set on the 2nd floor here, and last week, and moving to this area this week, permanent roofing is being installed on the cafeteria. That's already up, and all that area is built. And the first A wing there, classroom area, is also up and built. The auditorium area has been poured. The stage area has been poured. So all the concrete slabs now have been poured, but you can get a better perspective here of the steel. So it's really moving along out in Pillion. The idea here originally when we started with this was to take occupancy mid-year. I continue to kind of push the contractor and pick with MHG Rentals that we really would love to take occupancy in August. And they continue to assure me that that's probably not practical, but they are making really good time. So we're still trying. And that would be really almost 4 to 6 months ahead of schedule if we were able to do that. So, but I wouldn't anticipate an August opening here. We're looking at a mid-year opening, because once you get inside the building, things will slow down. But you can see great progress has been made to date, really on both of these jobs. Also excited about some improvements at Pillion High School, and this is the track which actually is located behind Pillion Middle School, adjacent to the Performing Arts Center. This was the last track in the district that was a 6-lane track. and the track surface has been removed, demoed. The track has been widened. A new curb has been installed and ready for paving, and then the surfacing that will go down. So we're also redoing the jump event. So this jump lane here will go away. It's actually going to be moved onto the other side. There were some bleachers over here, visitor bleachers, and those have been removed, and we've improved the home side bleachers, and actually the jump events, the triple jump and the long jump, are being installed right here along this way, so visitors can very easily see those going on. And these bleachers are being made ADA accessible, hence the concrete that you see there. And some drainage is being installed. There were some drainage issues on that field and around the track, so that's all being cleaned up. And also this is the high jump area, was really uneven and not level with the track, and so it became a kind of a tripping hazard. If you got some speed up and around that curve, you could sprain an ankle pretty easily. So all that's being straightened out, and that'll be paved and redone for the high jump area. The building is also, the concession building area has been demoed, and footings are being poured there to build the new track concession building. So good progress being made there at Pillion. We're excited about all the things we have going on, with a lot of planning with architects and engineers for projects coming up this summer, and we'll start to see some of that work here as we get back from the break. We'll talk about some more of that, but you can always follow our progress here on the website. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, board, for Mr. Salters? I'd like to thank Mr. Salters and Ms. Layton for setting up that tour this morning. We had the mayor of Pillion and one of their council members. We had a good portion of the town of Lexington's police force, and several of their council members came and toured Beechwood today, because that's the prototype for Lexington Middle School and for Pillion Middle School. Jeff gave a great tour, and they were so impressed with, especially with all the security measures that Jeff and his team have put in place. Matt, I know you're sitting back there, and John, they were just really impressed with all the things y'all have done and worked out for that building, and they're really excited about that prototype, so thank you on that.